ready to go. Wait till the curtain goes up, or just go, yeah?
Good afternoon, everybody. Hello. I'm Dean Stevenson, and this is 4pm. Welcome to 4pm. Welcome to Mona, if you haven't been here before. Welcome to Dark Mofo. I'm assuming that's why most of you are here, right? Woo! Okay. So, 4pm, something's happening. You may have read the O device and figured it all out. Or you may have just seen 4pm, wine, and something's going on. No idea what's going on. So, the premise of this is, and always has been since it started, this is the 4th season, but since it started I would be here at the piano and write music. So this morning that page was blank, and I write music all day long. When did the musicians see the piece that I wrote today? The answer is now. They're having a look at it. And we're going to play it in front of you. So we've been doing it now for quite some time. You'll listen to us rehearse for a bit, and then we'll get to the end of the rehearsal, and then we'll play it all the way through. So this is, I guess, trying to show you how stuff gets put together, how it gets pulled apart, mistakes, all the trips and falls. There you go, and we're doing now for 452 days. 452 days. And thank you. Right, so, our ensemble, your ensemble, the ensemble for today. Hayato, Phoebe, Damien, and Greg. So I get in here in the morning, and sometimes I've got a feeling or an idea, but most of the time I just sort of see what happens when I get here. And this morning I met a good... Where's Michael? Is Michael here? Michael's here somewhere. I met... there he is over there. So a few years ago I met Michael, and he really changed my day. It was amazing. It's been a couple of years since I've seen him. And so when I saw Michael this morning, I was reminded of something. So I want to talk about dissonance for a second, and to put today's piece into context. Dissonance might be this. Like the two closest notes. Yeah. If I did that for like half an hour, that might constitute as torture. That doesn't sound very nice. So what dissonance is in music isn't meant to just kind of piss you off, although that might. It's the idea of dissonance is it wants to resolve. Two notes that are really close just want to get a bit further apart and go, that's what it wants to do. So when you use dissonance, you're looking for a way out. For example, these two notes, which sound like that, might become that, and then might become, and then might become that. So you find a way to kind of resolve. Now, a few years ago, on this stage, 3 years ago for Dark Mofo, I was asked to write as much of a symphony as I could in the 8 days the festival ran. So I did that. It was a big concert at the end of the festival. We called it With Ukraine, because the war wasn't very old at the time. Anyone see that show? Woo! You're the one. Yay. One guy. He was so good. Anyway, it was a great show. But I'm reminded today when I saw Michael that war is still going. Now, I'm not here to talk about that war, but in terms of war in general, if you see lots of people in front of you, soldiers, mums, whoever, and they kind of die, and you're the next one to be recruited to step into the war, what that can kind of do is breed a sort of dissonance in you, because it's just this grinding the whole time. Every day is just sort of that. There's not a lot of happiness in that, if that's kind of all you see and hear every day. So it breeds a dissonant generation of people. Now, I'm a white guy from Melbourne. What the fuck do I know about dissonance and war, to be honest? But I sometimes borrow like chords by like Polish composers, like Gorecki or Ligeti or something or other, who have grown up in such conditions, and I try them on, like try and put a suit on. And I put on these dissonant chords that I wouldn't choose, because I'm a guy from Melbourne, what do I know? And it really like, I feel like I've borrowed something for a bit, and it makes me feel kind of weird and funny, and I use it to the best of my ability. But it's like those people who have those hard night outs when you sleep on the street just to see what it's like. And it's hard for a night, but you know the next night you can go home and have a hot shower. And that's kind of like what I was like, as opposed to having it every day. So, I kept that in mind. I kept those people and that war in mind. So today's got a bit of dissonance, but I'm searching for resolve the whole time. That's what today's piece is going to be. If you can see this screen over here, you'll see my score whiz by. There's a paper copy over here if any music nerds want to follow that over there. And then if we get through today nice and pretty, we'll play another piece I wrote around the similar time, Michael, but it's called my war ballad. It's kind of pretty and full of love and all the pathos and things. So, let's go. Let's start working on today. Day 452. Okay, so some double stops, very tenuto, so not a lot of slurring, really low on the string. Yeah, on the string stuff. Yep. Let's hear what dissonance does. 3, 4. Good, hold there for a second. So I think when you come in from like bar 15, maybe you can slur, make that really legato underneath this kind of square ga 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 underneath. As you're listening, try to think about, like, there's a chord that like doesn't make any sense to you. Where do you think it should go? Where would the resolve be if you were to put your hands in it to have a go or try and fix it?
And Dean, are you imagining we're not like vibrating? We're just
non-bib at the moment. Yeah. Oh. So we try that? Let's go from A with vib.
VBA, yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Vivid A. Oh, they're pencils. They love pencils. Punching pencils. It's a 4 p.m. drinking game. Choose someone in the ensemble. Every time they touch their pencil, have a drink. It's a fun game. Okay, from A. Yep. E. Back to square. touch their pencils, get your drinks ready. Someone's going to make you. There you go. So if you chose Phoebe, you're in luck.
What was that?
Okay, any questions about any of that?
Yeah, is it any particular direction between C and D? Like any high point
direction?
Or just feel
No high point. That's a very,
just
very, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You're all very together. There's no melody popping out between C and D.
At C.
At C?
At C, those pizzicos, you want quite an aggressive kind
Yeah,
of thing? Or,
yeah, really great.
Yeah, so
Yep,
punctuate.
popping out, yeah, and like that bib's great.
Yeah.
Nice.
And centre vibrato again at C.
We did non-vib, didn't we? So back to no vibrato.
Yeah, at C, yep.
No vib, no vibrato. If you're curious about what the difference is, let's play C for the people at home. Non-vib, non-vib, and go. Okay, hold there, and now with vibrato. Cool. Okay, so non-vib at C, and then
We did it at D.
we did it at D, yes. Yeah, and definitely at E. E's nice and wide, lovely.
Maybe we could build it through the
Love it.
Yep. I'm really happy to think that there's some of you who came to the festival to see like blood, hardcore metal and vaginas and shit, and you're here listening to a string quartet going, fuck me. It's not what I expected anyway. Okay. C. Before the 2/4 bar, maybe it's a 1, 2, 3. Just give it that fourth beat of that bar before the 2/4 to go up to the C sharp before E. Just give yourself a moment so you really come in on that bar before E. Second foot. Just give yourself a moment to get to it. That's fine. That's fine. So here I'm just playing this thing called Sul Pont, which is this. Can we play the sound for me? And now play the note proper. That's the G proper, as played in Mozart's day, and then this. It's playing right up on the bridge to get all the crazy harmonics to go from the D again. F. Transition before G, cut that harmonic out. Let's get rid of that bar because that's no good. One more time from F, please. If anybody's got any questions I want to ask, you put your hand up and we'll try and answer them or make up some plausible answer. From F? Yeah. Sorry. Yep. Great. go from the H, or probably more volume on the cello there. Give it a nice big wide fat like a resolve. There are bits, I've tried to make some bits like it's almost resolved or resolves between two and not the whole ensemble. So it's always looking for a way to go, oh, I'm home. It just never finds it. H again, please. Up into H. Into I. A bit more body now. Vib. Push it along. Upbeat. Push it fast. Down, deep. Let's go back. So more energy. Yeah. They're sight reading this for the first time. That applause is well due. It's in new music. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay. Yeah. So really together. Maybe should we do down? Let's downs. Certainly from letter K. Downs from K.
Okay.
Yep,
Not
downs.
from J though.
No. Just downs. Good. Maybe like what would like really wiggle it out. Fuck. What does that mean? Mozart did not say wiggle it out.
Dean,
Yes.
second bar of L.
Second bar of L. Yes.
Are you sure about my notes?
Oh
E sharp,
shit!
F
No, I'm
natural.
sorry. No.
Pranked.
No, E F sharp. Sorry, that's
E F
the
sharp,
other way
okay.
around. Fuck! What a dickhead. What a dickhead. That's what rehearsals are for. That's what 4 PM's about. Trying to make myself as dickheady as possible. Jesus. Any questions, anyone? Anyone unsure? Problems? Yes. How does this make me feel? Where? In my head. I don't know yet. It's just, at the moment, no, everything's not the same at all. And you'll hear if we get to the other piece. I'll tell you when it's played all the way through. Because at the moment it's kind of math, but when we get to hear the whole thing, then we might hear what the feeling might be.
So, Dean, at Kate, do you want me also playing down?
Yes, please. You go down, down, maybe up, down, up, down, yeah.
But then at L, I'll do downs.
Yeah, alternating at L and, sorry?
At L, I'll just do downs.
Yes, that's right.
So Greg and I
downs
both
instead.
So you're going to go up, up, down, up, down.
Up, down, to new notes.
Up, down. What does that even mean? What does that mean? It means whether they bow down or bow up. Because the bit where your hand is, you can do more weight there. So you can get like a but that way there you've got all this, there's not as much tension up there. So it's lighter there, heavier in your hand. So if you want down, you just get more grunt. There you go. That was free, that information. Sorry. Down. Up, and yes, and they are the symbols for up, down. Just like Mozart, right? From J.
Yep. Do you want it to just click faster?
Click
with J
faster,
or-
right on J.
or-
Superturb
Yeah,
with J.
faster.
Superturb is
Yep.
a fancy word for get faster straight away.
And just to confirm,
Superturb, spaghetti.
2 before M, everyone's off on the first beat.
2 before
I
M.
am.
Everyone
Yep, I am.
is.
2 before M.
Everyone, no.
No, Greg.
You got
Greg goes,
Okay.
wee. Everyone's on the 2. Cool.
So that's a solo.
Let's do 3 bars before J at the andante, and then we'll go into tempo at J. Yep.
So it's a abrupt
3 bars before J.
3 bars per check.
Okay, let's go. Any questions?
Sorry?
Should we go two before M?
Yeah.
Yep. On your low C.
Yep.
4 bars of C, guys. 4 bars. There's kind of a siren interval. Little bloom here. What is a siren interval becomes more and more pathetic and desperate, but also longing over the top of this blooming chord that's looking for resolve somewhere. Searching for resolve. Am I right thinking this is P? And that's it. There you go. There you go. Right.
Do the same thing all the time.
Yeah.
And then
So it's in the, not that you'd know, but it's in the key of G and it ends on a note G. So it's like this one little note that resolves when no one else around.
I got confused when you said
No one else
P.
around you.
It wasn't when I thought I was
Right.
P, but
Oh, I didn't
Problems,
hear it.
questions,
But
notes?
I
we were just, I think we were all
Yeah,
in our
yeah.
own worlds.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yep. I was busy talking rather than paying attention to
Greg
where
and I
we were.
did together.
Okay. This is good timing.
Let's just have the cavalry.
Questions, anyone? We're about to find out what it's like. There's a piece from start to finish. Yes.
And the last note should have been a down.
I'll show our last one.
Do I piece every day together?
Like,
God, that shit'd go for hours. The only person that's done that is the live stream, which probably isn't working right now. Hopefully, you can hear the audio online. Mum's probably heard them all. I don't know anyone else has, but that's like, this is my book called 151st Draft. So in terms of creativity, I'm getting to your point. I'm not just trying to sell you merch, but I am as well. I kept a journal every day for 150 days. So I'd write the day and then do my entry here before I left the building. So this is all about the act of showing up and making these every single day. 150 days, that's 11 hours, over 11 hours of music just in that. And there's now 452, so this stupid amount of hours. That could be an installation in itself. Like the new Max Richter Sleep. I look over, says, as David's yawning. He's easiest, thank you. Yeah, okay. The answer is no.
Let's play J.
No, we'll do the back-to-back.
Just so that we've got
Okay. We're going to do the whole thing top to bottom now, and then we'll play something really sweet after that for you.
You've got just the crotchets during that whole bit. You can drive this a bit more as well.
Sometimes they're really good. Sometimes we just all go home going,
lean
"Oh,
towards your one
that was
note
terrible."
before
But that's all right.
two before M.
I think the idea of showing up every day is like, if I thought I had to have the whole idea in my head, I wouldn't always show up. I wouldn't always come. I'd be in bed going, "Oh, I'm waiting for an idea, waiting for an idea." But the idea is that I come anyway, just show up anyway. And I would recommend you as a creator to do the same thing. Otherwise, you know, you're a guitarist and you think of your great guitar lick, but you're in traffic. Rather than at your guitar, you're, you know, so just show up. Yes, question? Have I had a day off? Oh, I've got quick ones. Yeah. Not 40 in a row. No, this is no. He's not that mean. No. This is this is the fourth season, so it tends to, you know, go in big chunks and then a little break and then chunks. Six or so months at a time. Every day the museum's open. Yeah.
It's fine. Coming to I can see your thoughts.
Oh shit. That was an A. Your nose is an A. Right, let's go. From the top.
Yep.
Here we go.
Hang on.
Oh, have a drink. I fear pick hay after.
Yep.
Hayato, Phoebe, Damien, Greg. All right, and now you're all like fucking standing like this, going, oh, I don't know, dissonance is a crazy thing. So let's play day 147. It's on your stands as well. Day 147. This is a while ago, but it's the same topic in my head, equaled a very different output. If anyone's clearing away and you're around the side, feel free to sort of step into the front. We'll play one more piece. Come and have a talk about the recordings if you like. There's a QR code over there for the band camp. Ooh. Okay. All right. We'll wait for the rabble to stop rabbling.
Yeah, I'll count that.
I'll show a.
Would anyone like to come and sit in the front? There's some space over here. No, happy there? Okay. Okay. Calmly as you go, people. We're about to play something really, really soft and beautiful. This is day 147. I wrote this a couple of years ago. Here again, in a day, at this piano. I call it my war ballad. Thank you very much. That's 4 p.m. Out to Phoebe, Damien, Greg. My name's Dean. Thank you so much. Have a great night in town. Happy Dark Mofo. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.